I'm the track announcer here at Northside Downs. I've been announcing here since racing resumed 3 years ago.
Here in the opener, a field of 8, lined up behind the gate. John Mar Harmony, Joe Campbell, Carter Star, Miles Heffernan, Woodmere Panther.
Basically, my job is to make sure that the horses are announced correctly, to keep the fans up to date, announce program changes, announce the times, announce all the results, make sure if there's any decisions made by the judges that they're communicated to the fans. And the big thing is to make the racing exciting. It's the fastest 2 minutes in sports, they say, and it's the most exciting 2 minutes. And if I can do that, then I think I'm doing my job well.
Second Island Crown, judges have already lit the inquiry sign. We're going to look into the start of the race here, so we'll continue to hold all tickets. The light in the dark, left row, and got to...
And basically become familiar with if there's any horses or entries and drivers from out of town to make sure that I'm familiar with who they are. And that's pretty much it. Talk to the judges about an hour before post time and get all the changes from the judges and make sure that this program's up to date. Sometimes things move quickly during the races because you have to announce post parades and you have to announce the results and also communicate any changes that may be going on the fly. So sometimes it's busy upstairs, but it keeps it interesting and it certainly makes the afternoon go by quickly.
You must have a good memory to memorize all the horses in that race. Do you do any exercises for your brain to keep that up?
Well, actually, I think there's a few different ways the track announcers do that. Some look at the saddle pad numbers and try to remember those. Here in North Sydney, where we pretty much have the same group of horses and their drivers a lot of the time, I generally look at the drivers' colors and match up the drivers with the horses, and that's the easiest way. And consistently here, usually a lot of the same drivers drive the same horses week in and week out. So it only becomes tricky, really, from our vantage point, if the weather isn't very good, we get a lot of rain, and the drivers have their have some mud gear on and stuff like that, or if for some reason it's really kind of dark and hard to pick up some people. But other than that, it's not as hard as on a half-mile track anyway. Here, it's easy to see them down the backstretch and stuff.
A race announcer can make a race very, very exciting. Could you elaborate on that?
First to call on the outside now, and here's Hurley's out of the pocket, and they're 3 wide here at 3/4. Knockdown Jack inside, here's Hurley outside, Lights win 3 wide, Ali Silverun's driven up into the mix, and Fernhill Thunder at the Colin Smith. Knockdown Jack still the leader at 3/4. Ali Silverun now is on inside the pocket second, 1:30 and 3 they were there. Knockdown Jack in the stretch, Ali Silverun to take a shot on the outside second. Knockdown Jack inside, Ali Silverun outside, sealed up there by Justin Beck over Knockdown Jack.
Well, a lot of the time, the fans are here to wager money, and they're here to win, and there's excitement in that. There's also the owners and their friends and family and such that come to week in and week out to see their horses race, and it's competition and it's sport, and it can be very dramatic, and so I try to make it as exciting as possible. I think the big advantage I had going for me is that I was a harness racing fan for most of my life, and enjoyed the races and enjoyed announcers that made it entertaining. So that's what I try to do, and I think that it's working quite well. And as long as the horses and the drivers cooperate, they do a lot of the work for me.
And one final question. Now, opera singers usually go through vocal exercises before they go on stage. Does a racing card announcer go through vocal exercises before they start to announce races for the day?
Well, I haven't. Sometimes I like to have a little bit of water handy in case the throat gets dry. The odd time in a race that'll happen, and hopefully my voice holds up. Usually for 3 or 4 hours I can handle that. But no vocal exercises, and just hope that there's no laryngitis in the future, and we'll be all set. Now make your way back to the winner's circle. Unofficial winner here in today's opener, it's 2 Carter Star, 5-year-old bay mare by Liz Ryan from the dam Runaway Splurge. By Stargaze Hanover, owned by Ken Rich from Sydney. Miles Heffernan trains. He's in the bike this afternoon. Carter Star gets her 5th win here in 2009, 11th lifetime victory. They let her have it all her own way through the half, and she turned it on in the back half. Last half 59 and 4, last quarter 30 seconds flat. Carter Star and Heffernan in the opener in 2:05 and 1.